I thought I was fighting hard. It's a bluefish. I'm not sure I'm going to get this. I was just tweaking this shad over the ledges. So here I am again. I'm down in Portugal. I'm here for a long weekend, and I'm primarily going to be testing the new Samson Shad, which is a new lure to the Samson range. It's a subsurface lure, and I've been really excited about getting down and actually trying it for real. I spent the last few months testing it up on the local lake in Switzerland. I absolutely love the action of this lure. We were looking for something with a really erratic, injured fish kind of action, which can really drive fish crazy, and it's very, very easy to work. So it's just exciting to get out and to test it on bass. So I've been out this morning already. I got up early and went down for a nice session, and yeah, have a look how it went. So I'm testing this new shad. I've got it in high vis yellow at the moment, so it stands out. I'm just doing the final test to choose the weight. I've been using it on the lake and really been impressed with the action. But yes, it's nice just to get it out and actually target some bass. The first cast, must have been lucky, it's not a big one, but first cast and I'm into a bass on this high vis version. It's only a baby. Believe it. It stays on, that's the yep. Now that is a good start. That's a bit of luck. First cast on the new shad and straight into a bass. It's not a big one, but definitely a good sign. Yeah, really happy. That's a good omen. That's brilliant. Definitely a good feeling. First cast, that lure and straight into a bass. Yep, I'm on again. Next, wasn't even really. I'll just pause that. Oh, it's just on by slightly on that one. Okay, it's really lightly hooked that one, only just on. I seen a bass jump out near it just a couple of seconds before, and I paused, and then bam, this one hit it. So it felt like I was going to get another one. So it's definitely a great start to this new shad lure. This isn't a small lure, but for the conditions you need something with a bit of weight, at least around 50 grams really. Well, again, it's a better one, I think. There's a better one, a little bit. Yeah, great start with this new shad lure. Gives you some confidence, yeah, and especially also in the high vis yellow. So I'm going to get back out there because I'm sure there's more bass about. Yeah, really pleased to hook up with some nice bass there. I was a little bit concerned that the action was so erratic, darting around, that they'd have difficulty getting hold of it. But of course, bass are like lightning, and they're used to catching bait fish that are trying to escape. Come on, I've seen that one following for ages. Ooh, this is a better one. I was following it, I just hit it a few more times. That's on the white version. Another one, this time on the white shad. white version. I've got a few of those as well, especially in the smaller shades, but there is a bit of wind out there and a fair bit of swell, so I can't use any smaller lures at the moment. I'll be testing them on the calmer days if it goes down. Here are a few days, but it is going to go down a little bit, so that's good. Just missed that one, just came off. So I've just put on this fasting tree. It's really windy and these give the best control in windy conditions. The wind's really picking up now. Ooh. That bird right into my line, that's lucky. Yep, I'm on again. So yes, I've just swapped over to test out this fasting tweak, which is ideal for the windy conditions. The wind is picking up, it's quite a lot of swell, and that's what this lure is really good for. And so yeah, good to go onto a bass. I'm going to go back. So it's pretty rough seas, still some big swell there. I'm using little pulls and pauses, kind of ripping it through, but not too hard. I just watched that one take it. Okay, tiny little bass there. Just took the shad. I hope he's going to be alright. Sort of got him in the gills. That's not good. Another one. Oh, so another one, they're getting a bit bigger. Cast before I had one hit it as well, just came off, and then I saw this one following it for a while and then hit it. It's such a good action, this shad, I'm really enjoying it. That's a better one. I'm on, there's a better fish again. He's fighting pretty well, this one, flipping that. Ooh. Big set coming in as well. It's hardly hooked now. Okay, that's a better fish. Put up a really good fight, that one. Yeah, I was just working this shad through, sort of little pulls, kind of ripping it through, but not that hard. Just little pulls and then mini pauses. And yeah, it's really working well. I mean, it's a bit rough for it, but if the lure gets to the surface, it doesn't matter, just let it drop, and I think that just adds to it anyway. But yeah, really pleased getting back bigger. So I got this enticer minnow on just to get a bit of distance, so reaching where I can't reach with the other lure. Okay, I'm on. I feel bad, but okay. So I've got this enticer minnow on because I really to get some distance, and it did. And a few cranks in, and I hit this one. It's only a little one. Oh, okay. Okay, as I was saying, I put this enticer minnow on to get a little bit of distance, and yeah, right out the back where the reef I was aiming for, I hooked into this little one. So Yeah, it's definitely, I've had one on. I've already lost one fish, but I've already lost one fish, not really big, but there's definitely a few around. Okay, just back from fishing. That was an absolutely brilliant session. Really had some great fun there. First fish I caught was definitely the fish of the day. It was a real cracking bass, that, and very nearly lost it. It was really weedy conditions, and I actually was contemplating just moving on straight away, but I thought I'll give it a few casts, see if I can get the lure in, and all of a sudden, boom, big bass hit it, and I knew it was big. I saw his head straight away, and you know, you can feel the weight of it, so I didn't want to lose it. But unfortunately, it was around some rocks, and I thought I was going to lose it for a minute, but I managed to get down and get the line away from the rocks and bring it in. I did have to sort of take the tension out of the line as I went down, because with that heavy fish, if the line just touches the rock, it will break straight away. So I was really lucky to land that bass. Definitely a good help again, having the longer rod, and a kind of rod that you can control those fish with around those really difficult conditions. And yeah, it's a bit of variety today. I managed to get into a couple of bluefish that are really quite rare here for me. Yeah, it's always good to get into some bluefish. Last year was the first time I've had one for a long while. Out in Portugal anyway, so yeah, they're definitely turning up in recent years again. They're in for the sardines. Yeah, one of the bluefish gave me a really hard fight, and it went round the rocks in front of me, which had some really big swell hitting in there, and I had to get down and free spool, try and get him to swim back out and around where I could bring him in. But at least he went out, and I tired him, and then eventually I managed to bring him in with a really big wave just at the right moment. Again, I was lucky having the length of the rod to be able to keep that line away from the rocks, and also lift it up and control it when I brought it in with a wave. So it's a really great day to test a shad, because obviously you can't catch if there's no fish about, and it can be like that in Portugal. You just never know, you know, sometimes you have to work really hard for them. So yeah, it's good to have a few fish around. Got into the bluefish and spotted bass. I had a couple of spotted bass. I put on the 25 gram shad, and they were hitting that like crazy, and so I was getting quite, you know, some good hits on that. But I changed it because I was hoping for some bigger fish. But yeah, the shad's been working really well. This is it in the white. It's got a real wide walker dog action. Yeah, I also had some on the high vis, which was really working well. So basically I was working it with the rod tip more or less parallel with paws down, sort of winding and pulling the rod tip down, kind of ripping it through, but not excessively hard, just giving it that erratic walk the dog sort of action, which a lot of fish really like. So yeah, brilliant morning, and pretty tired, but going to get something to eat and hopefully get back out there a little bit later. Okay, I'm going to try with this shad to start with. It looks like a heck of a lot of weed about. A lot of weed. There's really a lot of weed. Yeah, I'm on. Okay, so I've just hooked onto a really nice bass. Let's see, right around some rocks. Shit. God, managed to get off those rocks and go for that. Well, that's a great start to the day. I was just tweaking this shad over the ledges and this really lovely bass hit. It looked too weedy when I arrived. It's first thing in the morning, and after the first cast everything was bogged down with weed. I thought I'd give it a few goes before I moved on, and thankfully I did. Thank God I did, because this one hit. So yeah, lovely catch. And I had a hit from a bass. Fortunately my shad was hooked around the line, and a nice big bass hit it, but didn't have any hooks. So I'm going to put on this little white next size down 25 gram. See how this goes, because I had also a knock or two, a couple of knocks on the other one. I'll try with this smaller profile and white. I had a hit from a good bass and a few. Come on. This one's coming a bit at me. Just got to be careful getting it out within. Sugar. Get out with this. This one's flaring his gills out, he's really angry. So yeah, I just put on the small little 25 gram shad, and literally first cast and hooked into this. So it's maybe a case of changing the profile a little bit smaller, or maybe the colour, I'm not sure. But anyway, I reckon it's more about. Oh. So that was the first cast with this little 25 gram shad. It's got a lovely profile and really good action. If it gets calmer, I'm going to have a chance to try the little 15 gram, which is really small and ideal for sort of lighter conditions. I'm on. It's jumping out like crazy. It's not big, but let's try and lift this one before. A little spotted bass. Second cast with this 25 gram shad. Unfortunately it's got him around the eye. It might be alright, his eye. Anyway, so yeah, seems to be, it's a lovely little profile, this one. If it gets calm enough, I'm gonna try the 15 gram. I'm sure I'll get an opportunity. I've only got it's only a long weekend, but it does seem to go down, so hopefully I'll get a chance to try it before I go. And how much longer I'll be able to stay here. Some of the sets coming over pretty strong now. On again. It's a bass, is it, this time? No, I think it's another spotted bass. We've got to get out of it. Big set coming. He's hanging on, that one. It's a bit bigger. That one's literally hanging by a thread. It's a bit bigger with Vario. I think I'm going to change the lure to a bigger one to see if I can. I haven't got long here, to see if I can avoid. See if I can get onto a bigger fish. Anyway, I've switched the lure to a bigger one, bigger version, to try and see if I can find a bigger fish, basically. Yeah. Something just hit it again. It's coming at me, but I hope the set don't come. It seems like a bit of weight to this one. He's coming at me though. It's really hard to tell. Yeah. Oh, the line is a bit frayed. Oh, it came off. That is so f***ing annoying. felt a decent bass at the end. Oh, I'm on again. Blimey, I was running back from the way. Only a little one, but he's angry. I'm going to hold on to him. I did have quite a nice bass on. Unfortunately, that one came off, and then I just cast out, saw a set coming, so I was running back. Wasn't even winding. I thought I snagged a rock, and this one hit it to consolation. Okay, I'm going to move back. Just a little bit tricky to fish with these waves coming in. Onto probably another Avario, looks like. Oh, a little bass. Nice, lovely little bass there. Okay. Okay, it's gone a bit quiet now as the tide's coming up and the day is getting in, but a nice little, tiny little bass there. Okay, so that's the bait that they're hitting, tiny little sardines. So I'm not exactly matching the hatch, but anyway, doesn't matter, I've caught some fish, so I'm going to try somewhere else now. There's still some swell, a lot of little sardines around. It's going to bring a fish in, and they're only little sardines, but I'm sure the bass will hit something bigger. Well, they did this morning already. It's a bit late in the morning now, less likely, but still think there's a really good chance of getting onto something. Yeah, come on. Not a huge one, not bad. Lucky I changed the leader, it got all scraped up this morning. Oh, it's not bad at all. Let's see if I'm going to land this one. That is alright. I thought that was fighting hard. It's a bluefish, so they're obviously in for the sardines. It's a good time of the year when these sardines are in, it brings in the bluefish. So I wasn't thinking of bluefish just then when that hit. I saw him jumping out, but still didn't click. I suppose it's just catch them so rarely these days that I just wasn't, and I've been catching bass all morning, I just sort of had bass on my mind. But when the sardines are about, this is the time for the bluefish. I've got something on. And on again. I'll make sure we don't go around that rock though. He wants to go around that rock. I'll try and get over there. Shit. Too late. I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna let him go out. It's a huge set coming in. I'm letting him go out again. See how the heck I'm going to bring him in. He can just go off to the right. I'm getting to go off to the right by pulling him to the left. Trouble is going to be tired very soon. I'm going to have to get down here. Ooh. It's not an easy one to land, this one. Now we might be going around where I wanted it. set coming. I have to actually get my lure back. If I land this, it would be good. Full chance of getting him around now. I've got to be really careful. There's some very, very dangerous sets coming in here. So just get him around this rock. Just trying to get him to go back, just get him to go to the right a bit. There he's going. Shit, man. Maybe over that side, maybe over the left. Now he's going over to that left. Don't really want that. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get this. Oh, it's in a bad place. Still fighting good. Could be a bluefish, I guess. Trouble is I can't get too near it. It's really dangerous. Let's go around that side, man. Okay, I got him. The wave. That is a bluefish. Okay, another bluefish, a nicer one. Flipping heck, I put up a fight, and that was a really hard battle to get that in. I thought I was going to lose it, and also the lure. So I thought it was a bigger bass for a while, but then it just lasted so long. Yeah, I was pleased to get that in and the lure. Whew. I've just swapped it over to the chartreuse. I know the bluefish, they like chartreuse a lot. Turning out to be an absolute humdinger of a day. You just never know when it's going to get good. I mean, I'm just really lucky to be over here this time. Okay, another bass there. Hit the chartreuse, so yeah, let's put that on for the bluefish, but the bass are liking the chartreuse as well. I'm going to get back at it because I'm sure there's more fish out there and hopefully some bigger. Come on again. Oh, it came off that one. Okay, I come back to this spot just to see if there's any more of those bluefish around. It's a little bit easier with the wind, it's just the problem is they go around that rock. That does look good there. There's a deep drop off to the rocks there. That's a place there can be fish hanging about. That looks really nice along there. Nice little bit of backwash as well. Come on. Oh no. Had a hit then. Was nearly on. Been right out of the water for it, that one. Sure. Anyway, looked a good spot. That was probably another bluefish, I would just guess. There's a good chance of a bass as well. Okay, so what is that? Don't want it to go around that rock. I think it's a bass. Yeah, it looks like a bass. Just going to bring it up to the sway over these rocks. Just a little one. Whoa. Okay, another lovely bass there. I think I'm going to have a couple more casts. And that's going to be it for the morning, and yeah, I'll do some fishing later. the start of the evening session. Going to try to make it out every morning and every evening, of course. Just hit it hard for the few days I'm here. Long weekend of fishing. Oh, it's a beautiful evening. It was really windy this morning with the southeasterly, but it's just sort of gone now, just a light westerly. Now that lure just looks absolutely brilliant. I've really got a good look at it there. Yeah, seen that one hit it. It's only a small one by the feels of it. Just a little bass there to start with on the shad. Tiny little one. Hopefully it's the start of the evening session. Hopefully there's some more fish about. Okay, I'm on again. Definitely something bigger, better. It's a bass, all right. It's a nice bass there, getting bigger. The shad is just looking brilliant there. It's just sort of zigzagging through the water, really walking the dog, and yeah, I mean, it's bright sunshine and high vis lure, so yeah, really pleased with that. Brilliant. On again. Don't feel too bad. Not a really big one, but a little schoolie. Lure is really doing the job for sure. First cast here, this spot, a little schoolie. Not that bad. Okay, first cast at this spot, a little schoolie, so blimey, it just doesn't stop. A brilliant day's fishing. On again. Seen that one chasing it out of the wave, come through the wave. I'm not going to hold him long because he's pretty green. It's another bass on the shad. It's going great.